Hello, everyone. My name is Simon Shah. I'm the technology architect at InterSystems. Today, I'm going to walk you through a demo that showcase the how you can leverage the LLM to work with the healthcare FHIR data, leveraging the Unified Care Record, the InterSystems HashShare product to expose the FHIR data to the LLM. Okay, so what you're looking at is the solution architecture diagram. So Unified Care Record is designed to work with data from multiple data sources of various formats. So data coming from the left, you have FHIR, HL7, CDA, or any type of format you can think of. Once they got into the Unified Care Record Edge Gateway, they will be aggregated, deduplicated, and normalized, and instantaneously turned it into FHIR resources and stored in our built-in FHIR repo. Now, where does Gemini, the LLM comes in? So we use, in this demo, we're going to be using the Gemini embedding model to embed the FHIR data into vector database, and InterSystems also has the vector database with the vector data type built in our solution. So the embedded FHIR data will be stored in an Iris vector database, and we can open that up and use the RAG pipeline with the retriever and prompt template to feed it into a chatbot powered by Gemini. Actually, we're going to be using Gemini 3, the later LLM model, for our interaction. Okay, so this is the architecture, and right now I have a couple of containers running in my Docker. One is called Castor, the other is Pollux. So I named these containers because we are using Gemini as LLM, and these two names are actually the twin that makes up the constellation of Gemini. Okay, so each acts as the chatbot. One of them is specialized for helping the clinicians, and the other one is helping the patients. Okay, so for the clinician, you want to start the chat conversation by entering your clinician ID. For demo purposes, this will be very simple. So I'm going to enter that. Okay, so great. So Gemini knows my name, identified who I am. So I'm going to ask questions like, because I'm working with a group of patients or cohort, I want to know some, about them. So let's see, list my patients and their allergies. Okay, so depending on how many patients I work with, Gemini goes out, query using vector search and querying the vector database and identify all the patients that I currently are working with their allergy information. So great. One of the patients does have allergy problems, does have allergy, and some of them don't. So as a physician, what can AI help me to make my job easier? So something like, can you write a discharge summary for Mark Schilling? Okay, so basically, Gemini will, again, do vector search, going through all of the FHIR resources currently stored in the Iris vector database for Mark Schilling, and pull up all the information that is needed to create such a discharge summary. Normally doctor will have to pull it in the EMR chart and put them all together, and Gemini does that exactly like that. Instead, it's complete automatic. It listed all the, critical piece of the clinical data for Mark Schilling to make up this discharge summary, including some of the demographics, encounter, allergies, diagnoses. So a lot of information. So this saves me about an hour of work at least. Great. So let's switch gear to the patient AI assistant. So as a patient, I will have to enter my ID as well, patient ID, to start the conversation. Okay, so, and again, Gemini will go out and do the vector search and find who I am. Yeah, Mark Schilling. I am Mark Schilling. So as a patient, I will want to, know stuff like my, the kind of information that only a patient would care about. So list my active medication, and I wanted to confirm that, it's using the kind of reasoning to make sure that these medications are actually active. They're not discontinued or canceled or anything like that. So please explain your reason. Okay, so that will be the, again, vector search. But so we have for vector search, InterSystems work with the some of the most common indexing capabilities, the nearest neighbor. So this search can be made a lot faster if we apply and leverage these indexes. So because there's a lot of information and it does have to go through some kind of reasoning, it's taking a bit of time. While it's doing that, let me just switch gear to show you, actually, that's not too bad. So it actually give me all the active medication and explain how it comes to the conclusion that why these are actually active, because based on the data in the FHIR resources, only the in progress or active medications are actually, considered active. So that's exactly what I want to hear. So let me go switch gear and show you what the data looks like. So in the Unified Care Record, after data is embedded, the FHIR resource embedded, it gets stored in a vector table with the FHIR resources as the raw data and the embedding that was created by Gemini embedding model. And there's also a metadata search filtering capability, so you can actually filter and the data based on specific patient to make it go faster. All right, so so this is also based on real-time data ingestion. Okay, so let's see. I have a good example to show you. My patient, Willow Tolman, currently has 2 allergies, right? Allergy to shrimp and scallop. So it's all seafood related. So at this particular moment, I have a new HL7 message arrived in the Unified Care Record. And this HL7 message contains a new allergy for this particular patient. So as you know, Unified Care Record does the deduplication and aggregation of the patient data. So all of these will be deduplicated, meaning only the new allergy will be processed. And the thinking about with the deduplication, you will have many much less cost for tokenizing, because you're only getting the new data across to the LLM. So let's ask again, what are Willow's allergies? Okay, so basically right now, because we have a, okay, so yeah, it picked up the new allergy that came in from the HL7. allergy to crab meat. Okay, great. So as you can tell, as you can see, the Gemini, I'm super impressed by the ability of Gemini to understand FHIR data and be able to, become such a great helper to both patients and clinicians. And, the ability of Unified Care Record to harmonize data so that the LLM works with the most accurate and concise the duplicated data set. Okay, here's the demo. If you have any questions, feel free to send inquiries to InterSystems. And thank you so much for watching.